In this video, I will look into why the idea of the goal of the woke left is to decay, corruption, and misery and death. First of all, we need to understand what creates the pseudo-woke left in animals. Animals without selective pressure are left to breed across generations, creates a whole lot of left-wing females and a whole lot of right-wing males. How do I judge this? By the personalities seen in the rat utopia experiment. As your personality dictates how you vote, a rise in certain personalities would also lead to a rise in certain votes. I believe hormonal birth control makes women vote left-wing. In short, I believe that mutation leads to a rise in far-left behaviour, which is why we are seeing more and more women become woke. Most people in the woke left follow their beliefs for narcissistic reasons and to virtue signal. By seeming like they are the most moral person, they get to value themselves higher. Unfortunately, most leftists are amoral themselves and lack an innate moral compass, so they cling to things that sound good while requiring very little effort on their part to address the issue. So why do mutations cause people to act in a weak, woke, left way? Simple. If I am poorly genetically adapted to the environment and try to play either the fighting game or the long-term strategy game, I will lose to a better adapted individual. So I have to be underhanded and narcissistic in order to try and gain some advantage over these well-adapted individuals. This will shift my personality into borderline personality disorder or subclinical borderline personality disorder, which makes me manipulative, envy, greedy, gains pleasures in undermining others and watching them fail, narcissistic and impulsive. Borderline personality disorder is in fact caused by our brains thinking we are poorly adapted to the environment, which is why it is so often caused by childhood trauma, an indicator that we are poorly adapted to the environment and carry a high mutational load. Let's take a look into why the dark side of femininity, the borderline personality disorder archetype, is so bad. Most important thing to know about women is how they compete, and is that they will deliberately give their friends bad advice because they want them to fail. Unfortunately, estradiol makes it harder to detect betrayal as it increases in-group trust while decreasing out-group trust. This is why woke left women are feminists. Their in-group is women and the out-group is men. So women effectively betray each other all the time but are blind to incoming betrayal. This is a natural thing in certain environments, and this undermining is stopped once the environment changes. So what kind of environments promote the woke left? An easy environment without much reward, which creates an environment where comfort comes chaotically. This primes us into thinking we are mutants, as adapted individuals would not experience comfort or stress irregularly as much as mutated individuals. Fix the environment and you fix the woke left. Our government are gutless and evil, so this issue will only get worse. So think of all the woke left movements. They are all under the same guise of being nice to people, when in fact they are feminine manipulation tactics to make you waste your life and lose your health. The most common way of doing this was to make women give up on their fertility, making them a genetic dead end, and focus on being a slave for their corporate overlords. Other women promoted this idea because deep down they knew it was, if their competitors follow this, that they will fail and be miserable. This is all part of the evil aspect of female nature. One of the more recent evil woke left movements is the promotion of gender reassignment surgery. This is wrong, as there is no evidence to suggest that gender reassignment surgery helps people with gender dysphoria. I in fact believe that gender dysphoria could be cured by taking hormones of the person's biological sex, like testosterone for males or estradiol for females and progesterone for females, at the same time as taking an N-methyl D-aspartate receptor antagonist or a drug that reduces NMDA receptor activity, like mGluR5 antagonists or mGluR2 agonists. This will effectively reset certain memories and structures inside the brain so they can become more healthy again. In a way, the woke left could be seen as a cultural disease spread by mutants and poorly adapted females under the guise of being virtuous, but is actually being a vicious, manipulative way to undermine people who don't know better. Now that we understand that the woke left is effectively a disease, are there any benefits to allowing the woke left to continue? Yes, there is, but it needs to remain contained. If too many people become woke left, society will collapse, as these people are drains on society and are useless most of the time. Without enough, the disease won't be able to sustain itself and will die out. The idea is to have an optimal level amount of wokeness in the culture, where woke people try and tear down existing cultural ideas, only for those ideas to be bolstered, renewed, and strengthened by good people. This is the purpose of the woke left, and why Satan makes people follow the woke left, and why God, or the environment, allows it to continue. Unfortunately, thanks to a rising mutation, the woke left is also rising and will start to cause serious health issues soon. In conclusion, the woke left works can undermine society and tear down existing working and cultural practices behind the guise of being nice. Thank you for watching my video.